These are the top 4 things you need to know to start making bass lines today. Step 1, root notes. So in this case, I'm going to use a basic chord progression. C, A minor, D minor, G. I've already got a little ditty. C is our first root note. A, D, G. Now let's try different octaves. So we got C, A, D, G. There's step 1, knowing all your root notes. If you want to take it a step further even, you can practice finding all of those root notes of those chords all up and down the fretboard. But let's move on. Number 2, arpeggios. Now, if you don't know what an arpeggio is, basically it's when you take those notes of the chord and you play them one after the other, you get an arpeggio. So our first chord is C major, and our C major arpeggio is going to be C, E, G. Next is A minor. Next is D minor. And then G major. Back to C. Here's what a bass line might sound like if you're only using those arpeggiated chord tones. So that time around, I was just doing the landing on the root note and then going right up the triad arpeggio, the 3 chord tones. And let me do another example where I don't just do the straight up and down like that. Starting to get a little more involved there, but they were still all just chord tones. But there's a little bit of strategery going on in there. One thing you could start to do is think about what chord tones you can use to transition from one chord to the next. For instance, from C going to A minor, you can do the C, E, G, A. So you got that little walk up using the C major chord tones. C, open E, G, A. And then from here, you can go A, C, D. The next step you can do is use pentatonic scales. So we can have the C major pentatonic, A minor, D minor, G major. So here's an example using pentatonic scales. That was all pentatonic scales, and what you can kind of think about, just like with the chord tones, is think about how you can use that pentatonic scale to sort of guide your ear to the next root note. For instance, here's C. Our next target is A. I was doing this C, D, E, G, A, C, A, which guides us perfectly to that A minor. There with that little run there. Next step is the C major scale. So what I did there was C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G. Need some water. F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Now we're in the context of whatever key your song's in. So in this case, these 4 chords are just firmly in the key of C. So no matter what the chord is, we want to kind of think about using C major notes to create patterns and scales leading into the next chord tone. Okay, here's an example. C, D, C, B, A. all C major chord notes. A, B, C, E, D, D, C, B, A, G, G, A, B, D, C. And I'm kind of using another thing in there called enclosures, which is where you go from a note below your target to a note above your target and land on it. In this case, I'm doing enclosures using C major scale. So if I was going C, that's not an enclosure, that's just a straight up walking down to A, and then C, E, D, walk down to G, G, A, B, D, C. So far we have our root notes, arpeggios, pentatonic scale, major scale. The last one, number 5, bonus round, is chromatics. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. I have lots of shorts. Made a bazillion shorts on slap bass. Trying to get into long form content now. So if you found this helpful, you can go watch my shorts and hopefully stay tuned for some more instructional videos.